Hi everybody, it's Danny here from Botany Danny. Today I thought I'd talk about loaches, in particular yo-yo loaches. It's basically a fish I recently discovered that fits well into a beginner community tank. Now I don't claim to be any expert in yo-yo loaches, I'm still discovering how the animal works, how they breed, how they interact. You might have seen in a previous video me buying some yo-yo loaches and adding them to my fish tank. But yeah, I just love how like acrobatic and how fast and how active they are. They have kind of these little whiskers that are on their mouths that they kind of use to dig and kind of narrowly find their way through some of the little crevices in rocks at the bottom of your fish tank. They are bottom dwellers mainly, but I've seen in my tank that they do like to swim to the top of the tank sometimes, and they try to look and search for food. I've actually seen some loaches actually eat snails. I've been watching my loaches for a couple of weeks now, and I've seen them actually grab onto really small snails and actually suck out the juices of the snails and eat them. So if you kind of want to find a fish that balances out your snail population in your tank, and I've got so many ram's horn snails, it's crazy. But yeah, they're pretty good at helping to maintain that population. Keeping in mind, obviously, the size ratio of the size of the snail and the size of the loach is actually really important. A loach isn't going to eat a snail that's like this massive. They're most likely going to eat smaller snails that are smaller than its body size. Now, why are they called yo-yo loaches? Yo-yo loaches are called yo-yo loaches because of the black and grey pattern on their body. The actual black pattern kind of makes the letter Y, followed by an O, followed by a Y, and an O. And that's such a beautiful, thing to see. It's just how simply that they're labeled. Now, before I wanted to kind of build my community tank, I was looking up different types of loaches. Initially, I was going to actually get like clown loaches. And so when I went to my local aquarium, they had like so many clown loaches, but they were like massive. They were like pretty much this big. And I thought, ooh, I've got guppies and mountain cloud minnows as well as Siamese algae eaters in my tank. I don't know if I want like 4 clown loaches this big swimming around my tank. And because they're quite aggressive swimmers and they dart a lot and they love hiding in little holes, and I think I read somewhere that they're actually a little bit more nocturnal, so they don't like too much light. They like to come out at night. I feel like going with the yo-yo loaches seems like a much better idea at the time, and they are a lot smaller. They do grow a little bit bigger, but mine are just absolutely adorable. I kind of like describe them as the puppy of the fish world. There's something cool about how they interact with each other, and they kind of swim and dart around each other, but also how they search for food. They'll often go into crevices and pull things out, and they're just really active fish, and just watching them being active is actually amazing. Now, the other thing I really want to try and do, and this is one of my goals as a beginner community tank person, I'd like the loaches to kind of breed. Now, I'm kind of in the process of trying to learn what does the male loach look like and what does a female loach look like, and when they lay their eggs, what kind of environment is best for laying their eggs. And often my philosophy about fish that lay eggs is to kind of provide lots of hiding spaces for these fish to go. And people often use artificial spawning mops, or they might remove a pregnant fish and then allow them to lay their eggs in a separate tank. I've had a lot of success with my guppies, but yeah, I'm kind of looking to broaden out into other fish and trying to breed them to a point where it's like, wow, I can kind of get more of them without having to kind of go to the aquarium and buy more of them. I'm really liking how harmonious they are at the moment. I was a bit apprehensive at first about whether they'd be too aggressive for my community tank, and whether the other fish in the tank would probably be too intimidated by them, but they've actually really integrated really well, and I'm just super happy with how the tank is going. And for my first community tank. And if you don't know what a community fish tank is, it's basically a tank which houses lots of different fish that will harmoniously live together in synergy and will just happily do their thing, but also not bother the other fish that are in the tank too. So my ultimate goal is to kind of build this happy community aquarium. And yeah, if you really like seeing the progress on my tanks and liking the information that I talk about, please consider liking and subscribing, because this is a journey of discovery for me and hopefully for you as the viewer. So yeah, really loving Loaches at the moment. Yeah, I'm planning to do a series of videos where I get to talk to you a bit more about different fish species, and yeah, I'll check in with you next time for the next video. This is Danny signing out. Enjoy your next aquarium adventure. See ya.